And I mean, I'm not saying that you hate your job or something like that, but the thing I'm saying is you can always get to have some financial freedom when you take in something like freelancing. Yeah, most people don't like. I don't think so many people are so happy about their jobs. Si kila mtu anapenda kazi yake. Okay. There's a guy on TikTok I like watching. His name is Mokaya. I don't know if you guys watch a guy called Mokaya on TikTok. Huh? He likes to he likes to mimic this Gen Z Goliath. How many people have watched his videos? Kuna jamaa, his name is Mokaya, something like that. Goliath wa Bungoma. So anyway, today we're talking about how to become a freelancer, skills, strategy, and survival. How many people have done freelancing before? Anyone who's done freelancing before? Like if you do freelancing or you've done freelancing before? Yeah? Let me look at the comment section, because you see, there are so many people in our session today. I can see digital marketers. I can see graphic designer, online tutor. I can see someone is a beginner in graphic design. Someone else is saying that they want to become a freelancer. Yeah. Well, if you ask me honestly, freelancing is probably the best thing you can do for yourself today. Most people don't like their jobs. Honestly, most people are not so happy about their jobs. They find their jobs, first of all, meaningless, and most of these jobs don't even give you like a purpose or something like that. And it happened for me. I'm going to give you my story. I like to share it with people because I don't know why, but I kind of think it's a story that resonates with so many people. I was attached in KRA. How many people have worked with KRA? How many people work in KRA? KRA, or you work in KRA over here? Anyone? Esther is here saying that she was worked in KRA. I was attached in KRA in Mombasa, Southern region. And these guys used to pay us 5,600 Kenyan shillings a month. Na hiyo unalipwa date 16. These guys used to pay us date 16. Date 16 is when we used to receive that money. After waiting. And I remember I did that attachment from January, February, March, and April. Like April, when it hit April like that, I was out. I was like, hey, you guys, I cannot be doing like things like this. Because I was honestly tired, because you find that in most offices, only 20% of the people working there are actually productive. Yeah? And someone is saying, hello, kindly utatuchanua on the different platforms zenye tutapata hiyo kazi na pia the different forms of payment for the different platforms. That is a problem with most people today. Most people today are just looking for platforms. And that is why you find things that people interested in things like online writing, people are looking at things like, I don't know what this is called, transcription jobs. Most of these things don't make sense. I'm honestly going to tell you something today, that freelancing nowadays is about you as a person, right? Is about you as a person. It's not about the platform. Yeah? Most freelancers today are not getting their clients through platforms. Most of them are actually getting clients through their personal brands. Now, probably personal branding is like a new concept in Kenya, because not so many people understand what personal branding is. Personal branding is just you positioning yourself properly online. You have a LinkedIn profile. You have a Facebook profile. You talk about the services you get to offer. There's a guy on TikTok called Websites Guy. Esther Muthoka over here is known for websites on TikTok. That is how you attract clients. But most people want to look for platforms. You just want to go and sign up to a platform and hope that you're going to get a job. That is a kind of a traditional way of thinking. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me just cut to the chase. My name is Elvis. I am a creator, digital marketer. What we do is that we do SEO and website management. I also teach online. And today we are talking about becoming a freelancer, skills, strategy, and survival. I personally think most people have actually gotten freelancing the wrong way. Most people have not really gotten to understand what freelancing is. And ladies and gentlemen, freelancing is not a shortcut. It is a skill stack. Freelancing is not a shortcut. It is a skill stack. How many people over here are actually skilled? How many people are skilled in this particular session? If you have a skill, you can actually just tell us which skill you have. Yeah? Skill yako ni gani? Throw it in the comment section. I'll read them out. Probably might get a client over here. If you do social media management, if you do video editing, drop it over here. Someone is a web developer, inventory management, Bubble developer, perfect. Graphic designer, public relations, data analysis, graphic designer. I'm getting so many people. Someone is saying, nani wananiambia, hey baby, hey, masa, we are busy, we are busy teaching, and then someone is, but it's on it, no worries. Copywriting professional, social media manager. Someone is kind of a beginner in web development. Fundi wa mjengo, perfect, still very okay. Voiceover artist, graphic designer, virtual assistant, SEO copywriter, virtual assistant, graphic designer, software engineer, VA, graphic designer, data analyst. Hey, who is this who has like 15 skills at the same time? Fabian says that he's a social media manager, virtual assistant, photographer, video editor, cybersecurity. Hey, your mother must be proud. Someone is saying, this is something very interesting I've never heard of. Workplace culture management. I've seen Washuka Kimani says that she's a crocheter. Okay, see, it still makes sense. Why do ladies nowadays like that thing, crocheting? Yeah? Crocheting. Probably if you ask a crocheter, alikuwa nataka kukuwa pilot. Someone else is saying, Belinda Spira, teacher, tutor English and German, graphic designer, data analysis, want to start something on to do with finance. I'm a tout for Metro Trans. Okay, perfect. Now umegonga in caps. Yeah? I'm an admin assistant, VA. Mkuja classes za graphic design. Clerical officer, wound care specialist. That is Stanley. I can recognize Stanley. Masinda Elizabeth says that I am a comedian in writing. Then you should be writing on LinkedIn or probably on social media platforms. Someone else is saying that I'm an agripreneur. Okay, still very good. I mean, it's quite evident that so many young people in Kenya today are actually skilled, and I'm so happy about that. Today I was talking to a lady called Brenda, and Brenda works in a nail parlor. So this lady went and took a certain degree, or I don't know if it's diploma. I hope she's not here to hear me talking about her. But she was saying that she did a diploma, is it a diploma or certificate, in something sports management. But right now she's actually doing something that actually allows her to get paid. Someone else is saying that I am a DJ. It's something that people really have to understand, that being skilled in Kenya is probably the best thing you can do. Not only in Kenya, but across Africa. Well, at the moment, I believe that I kind of have like an audience from different parts of the world. But I'll say that you have to remember that you being skilled is actually probably the best way to stay ahead in 2025. There's a misconception people think about freelancing. Now, people think that freelancing is a shortcut out of the 9-to-5 grind. It is not. All right? It is not. It is building a business around yourself, and that means developing a full stack of skills that go beyond just your craft. Yeah? Freelancing is not, you don't wake up in the morning and you become a freelancer. That's one thing people have to really get to understand. Because freelancing is going to, first of all, require for you to have the right skills. Now, people think that as a freelancer, you wake up whenever, you work in pajamas, all right? You get paid to just do what you love, and you have no boss and you have no pressure. Well, it's kind of from an honest perspective, that might be right, yeah? Yeah, unaamkanga unafanya kazi na pajamas. You get paid to just do what you love. You wake up at any time you want to. Ukiamka unaweza jiamsha saa 5, you can wake up at any particular time, maybe particular period you want, and you don't have a boss and you don't have pressure. But honestly, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, and most people are not prepared for this. Freelancing is not what you think you see on Instagram. You're probably going to see a chick telling you, oh, welcome to the day in the life of a freelancer. So I wake up, I take a cup of coffee, I brew a cup of coffee, and then I go back to my bed. I sip my cup of coffee, I pet my cat and give my cat. I recently saw a video on TikTok of a girl. But this lady has cats that eat better than me. I don't know if you guys have watched that video where this lady feeds cats. Yeah? Cats, paka inakula omelette, bana. A cat eats an omelette, and you're like, what in Jesus Christ? Freelancers, eh? I then take my dog for a walk. I think you've seen all those videos on Instagram, yeah? I then take my dog out for a walk. After a few minutes, the nanny arrives, and you wonder, what time do you work, my friend? But let me tell you honestly what freelancing is. Freelancing, you can sleep at 3 a.m. and you're up by 6 a.m. 3 3 a.m. and you're up at 6 a.m. Why? You have a client who is telling you, hey, boss, I think this needs to be done immediately. People think that you probably eat in the most exquisite hotels and everything like that. Probably unagonga githeri daily. Yeah? People think that you work in pajamas. If you go and ask freelancers, you can put on unaweza kuwa, you just work. Yeah? I'm not saying this to scare you, but I think people have to understand that becoming a freelancer is not the aesthetics that you see on Instagram. Instagram is going to sell you a kind of a facade about, I don't know how freelancing is, but it is not something like that. Now, let's talk about what you need in terms of a skill stack. The first thing is discipline. Most people suffer. Like if you want to become a freelancer, you need discipline. Discipline. You're your own boss. No one will follow up. You must deliver. Yeah? You can imagine you're your own boss. You're the one who manages the project. You execute. You do everything. Discipline is a very, very important facet that you need to cultivate. Number 2, communication. This is something I've suffered from. Clients pay for clarity. Speak, write, and listen well. Communication. Yeah? Like if you're working on a project, how do you update your clients? How do you communicate to your clients? There are guys who don't even know how to write a message properly. Wewe unatumianga message, client message. Oya, hujanisort buda. Kwani ulikuwa unafikiria nitakula nini? Yeah? Yeah? Woza. Like, your communication needs to be perfect. Number 3, time management. Time management is another problem with most freelancers. You do a lot of tasks at the same time. You're not able to meet deadlines. You cannot be able to stay organized. Time management. Yeah, distractions. Most freelancers are distracted by their smartphones. Skills stack number 4 is marketing. If no one knows you, no one will hire you. So show up online. If you're a digital marketer, talk about what you do online. Ongea, piga mdomo huko. If no one knows the services that you get to offer, no one is actually going to hire you. So you need to show up online. Nowadays, I tell people to start creating TikToks and they're like, me, I'm a shy person. I don't want to do TikTok videos. Alafu unajua hii kitu ni ya watoto. Yeah? The same thing. Let me honestly tell you one thing. These platforms that you ignore and these platforms that you just don't want to show up on, and yet they're free. No one is going to beat you up for posting a video on TikTok. So if you're a freelancer and you want to get started as a freelancer, yeah, you need to be marketing yourself. LinkedIn is probably the best platform you need to be in. Yeah, I tell guys all the time, like, let me show you my LinkedIn profile, ili muamini, because I'm not a guy who preaches water and drinks wine. This is what I do. I started posting consistently on LinkedIn in August 2023. 2023 in August 2023. I can tell you that I cannot even lack. Sikosangi clients were video what. I don't miss clients over here. Yeah. Right now, I've posted consistently on this platform on LinkedIn now for a period of around let's say 18 months or something like that, close to 18 months. And I can honestly tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, these platforms are actually some very, very good platforms to get you started. Like if you can join LinkedIn, perfect. If you can join Instagram, perfect, right? But now most people don't want to be in these platforms. Like, let me give you some example. Like, for example, performance in the past 365 days on what I have done so far. In the past 365 days, I've been able to get 13 million impressions, 13,640,000 impressions, 908 on LinkedIn alone. Yeah? I've been able to get around 90,000 followers on LinkedIn. TikTok. Let me show you why you need to be visible. Because people think that these things don't work. They do work. And that is the reason as to why you can see that we are 320 on Google Meet and we are 240 people. That's over 500 people in this particular session. So how can you get to attract that if you're not online talking about what you do? So I'm actually going to try. Let me try and open something over here. But before then, let me delete some files over here that I don't think I need. Yeah? There's some few videos I need to do away with. The screen recordings, huh? Okay. So, this is TikTok itself. I don't know, when you mention TikTok to people think that TikTok is a useless platform. It is not a useless platform. Honestly, it is not. Yeah, it is not a useless platform. You need to start understanding that these platforms, let me just get to the creator tools first. These platforms can give you visibility, all right? This visibility itself allows people to get to know what you do. Good talk to guys like Websites Guy. Yeah? Like in the past 7 days, this is TikTok itself. I've been able to get 1.1 million video views. So let's change this to around 365 days so that you get to understand what it means to be on social media. In the past 1 year, I've been able to get 62 million views. I've been able to get 650,000 people view my profile. I've been able to get 3.6 million likes, 141,000 comments, 172,000 video shares. That is TikTok. Now, let me show you another platform that people hate completely. And I don't know why people think that it is a useless platform. Facebook. Facebook at the moment is the best social media platform that you can actually be in. I'm going to say this, like if you're a freelancer, if you want to talk about yourself and the services you get to offer. Now, I've been on Facebook now for a total of 14 months. This account was activated for me by a lady called Janet Marketing. She's the one who actually saw the opportunity in this and started posting for me consistently. So, I've been able to amass 209,000 followers on Facebook alone. And I want you to see the results that you get on Facebook alone. Facebook. In a period of 28 days, I've been able to get 12.5 million views. 12.5 million views. That is 28 days. I'm not saying 365 days. I'm saying 28 days. Visibility. So, from all these numbers, do you think you can get clients? Let's change these to probably change this to 90 days. We can change this to 90 days and see the number of impressions that you've gotten. In 90 days, I've been able to get 25,393,000 impressions. So these particular social media platforms are a good place for you to be at. Instagram. How many people are on Instagram? Instagram is another platform that people ignore when it comes to visibility. Visibility. Yeah. People, get there, and the way you speak. Yeah. This is a guy called Ken. Ken does social media management for me. Not PA any trainer. Yeah. So you can imagine that these social media platforms are a legit thing. Like I currently have this Instagram profile that has 25,900 followers. And you don't have to worry about content creation because you can create a video. Like you see, this video has been posted on Instagram. It is also on Facebook. So it's something we refer to as cross-platform sharing, where you create a video. You don't have to create a post and for each and every platform. It's the same post over here. You can see. And then if you come to TikTok again, you will still find the same video. All right. So take advantage of these social media platforms to stay visible. Visibility. If you stay in your Kasingo room and your box over there and no one knows about you, how do you expect to get people to know the services you provide? Now, I've been on TikTok for 3 years now. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, these platforms are actually some very, very good places to get started with. Like this is a video, the one I was just posting just currently using Buffer, right? So just understand how to use these particular platforms for visibility, to get engagement and to get people. Like this is a video I've just posted how many minutes ago? This video is just, I've posted when we were beginning this particular session, 27 minutes ago.
There are so many people who like certificates. What doing is son, you like certificates.
I've posted it on TikTok. It already has 3,000 views. So, ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of these particular platforms. Anyway, let me just move on. Visibility, that is what we're talking about when it comes to marketing. Another skill that you need to really master. Someone is saying that this is Kiki Poa. Am I audible, ladies and gentlemen? I just want to know if I'm audible. Someone is saying that I'm not audible. Okay, thank you. Now, we also have something else we refer to as sales. And sales is a skill that you probably need to master, where you need to learn how to pitch yourself. You need to learn how to talk about your value, all right? If you want clients, like sales is a very, very important skill that you need to master. Yeah? Sales is a very, very important skill that you need to master. Learn to pitch yourselves, learn to talk about your value. Like if someone stopped you today and asked you, what do you do? Most people don't know how to sell themselves. When you're asked, are you a digital marketer? And then you say, hey, maybe I'm a digital marketer. Learn how to do sales. Finance. This is another skill that you probably need to understand. Learn how to budget, track payments, and be ready for dry seasons. All right? You need to be ready for dry seasons. Most people think that it is always going to be a good it's always going to be a good environment and a good place for you to make money. Where kuna kaukanga, by the way. There are times you go on a dry spell, my friend. Yeah? But the thing is, honestly, if you're on social media consistently, like this is a strategy I came to learn, if you're consistently appearing on people's faces and you're able to sell your services, you're able to manage your money properly, you're able to manage your finances properly as a freelancer, it is always going to be good for you. Another skill is learning. Let me honestly tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and this is one of the reasons as to why I conflict with a lot of, universities, colleges and everything, because they think learning ends when you finish school or you graduate. No, it doesn't end at that. If you're probably in this particular session and you're between the age group of 16 to around 60, you're still a very young person. Wewe ni mtu mdogo sana, you're a very young person. If my father who is 61 has the ability to wake up in the morning, mzee ako na miaka ngapi? Yeah, 60. 60. He turned 60 recently. Apana, 61. Mzai is 61 and he still has the ability to sit down and learn something every day. So please, ladies and gentlemen, you really have to understand that it is not about graduating and stopping. Stop ati ukifika mahali unasema mimi nimeshamaliza. I'm done. My education is done. Education doesn't stop. All right? You need to completely be learning new things every day. Read books. Take online courses. That's how you actually stay ahead. So these are some of the most important things that you need to understand as a freelancer. And before you even move on, let me just take these. Number 1 is discipline. Number 2 is communication. Number 3 is time management. Number 4 is marketing. Number 5 is sales. Number 6 is finance. Number 7 is learning. All those are very, very important things that you need to understand if you want to become a freelancer. Now, let's talk about your first 3 months as a freelancer. The best platform to learn video editing is YouTube. The best platform to learn any skill today in Kenya is YouTube. YouTube. And it is free. If you want to pay for courses, go for Udemy, period. YouTube, if you want to pay for courses, go to Udemy, not any other platform. Not any local institutions in Kenya, and then now you can consider learning from other people. Yeah? YouTube, free courses. Udemy, you pay for the courses, and they are very cheap. If you want to stay ahead and learn better, you go and get people to teach you. Like if you see someone like Websites Guy talking about web design, go and learn from him. Yeah? Nowadays, you don't need to be going to school. So many people are so interested in the idea of seeing a teacher. Why are you wasting your money? You waste 600,000 Kenyan shillings in a university that doesn't offer you any value. Go and pay on Udemy. Get a course, 1,200. Every day, dedicate 30 to 45 minutes to learn that particular thing. All right? Your first 3 months as a freelancer. And I want you to follow me closely, ladies and gentlemen. The first 3 months of a freelancer. Number 1, first month is you learn and you network. The first month, you learn and you network. Number 2, the second month is you build a portfolio. Month 3, you pitch. Hey, Gregory Kiprono, I think I'll have to kick you out of the session. Wacha nikutoe. This one is now getting out of hand. Let me kick you out. Let me kick you out kidogo. Because now you are... hata umetoka, That's Gregory. Is it Gregory? Ametoka. So don't start sending something like that, yeah? Unatuma emoji kama 500. You've not sent emojis before. The guy is throwing emojis left, right, and center. Tuma tu, unazituma. Yeah, don't do that again. The first month is you learn and you network. Month number 2 is you build a portfolio. And month number 3 is you pitch, post, and position. Right? First month is you learn and you network. Now, I have never done this before, but I'm going to try something new. I want you all to unmute your microphones, the guys on the Google Meet session, and I want you to say the first month, right? So kidogo. And I hope scammers are not here. So the first month, tumesema you do what? You do what?
Learn and
And the third month? I've heard nimesikia sauti ya mtoto. Someone is over here with a child. It's still very okay. So the first month is you learn and connect. When you're beginning as a freelancer, the first month you build the foundation. You build the foundation. What I mean by building the foundation is this. You pick between 1 to 2 digital skills to learn. You can decide to use YouTube or Udemy. Number 2 is you follow people in your niche on LinkedIn and Twitter. Right? The first thing is you pick between 1 to 2 digital skills that you want to master. Number 3 is you join 2 to 3 online communities. You can join them on WhatsApp, Discord, or Telegram. Yeah? Join 2 to 3 online communities. That is in the first month. You pick a skill. And then you need to watch how others position themselves. Okay? And in the first month, you don't need to master a skill to start. Just learn enough to be useful. So many people think that, like something like social media management, go and learn the necessary things. The necessary things is what is actually going to put you apart, set you apart. So the first month is you learn and connect, where you first of all pick between 1 to 2 digital skills. Number 2 is you follow at least 2 people in your niche on LinkedIn and Twitter. I have not said TikTok, I have not said Instagram, I have not said Facebook. I have said between LinkedIn and Twitter. Twitter is X. Okay? You go and you follow these people. Like for example, if you want to become a web designer, you go and follow someone on LinkedIn who talks about web design, someone who talks about digital marketing. See what they do. Observe, learn. If there is something that they do that you can do better, then that is what you concentrate on. Okay? Now, I'm just going to get to you. There's a document I had shared. I don't know if most guys were able to get these. But the document I was actually talking about choosing the right freelance skill and how to learn it. Now, before you choose any digital skills, one of the biggest mistakes that people make when entering freelancing is actually getting to pick skills randomly. You pick a skill based on hype, peer pressure, or viral trends. But freelancing is not about being everywhere. It is not about being everywhere. It is about choosing a skill that fits you and has a market. So the first thing that you need to understand is that you need to know yourself. Ask yourself the following questions. Number 1, what do I enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? What comes out naturally from me? What comes naturally to me? What do people often ask me to help them with? What is it that people ask? People, I'm in finance. I always get people asking me about, hey, I want to budget my money. Can this skill be done remotely or online? Can it be done remotely or online? Am I ready to commit time to learning and practicing it? You need to ask yourself all these questions. Now, let me share these questions with you so that you can start, doing some introspection. Most people don't like to do introspection by themselves. You don't want to ask yourself these questions. You don't want to ask yourself, what should I really do? All right? Let me also share them on TikTok so that you can actually get them. Yeah, let me share them on TikTok. Yeah. So, all these are very, very important questions. Now, when it comes to choosing a skill, you need to choose it on, number 1, you have 3 angles. Angle number 1 is interest-based skills. All right? These are skills that you're naturally drawn to or curious about. Okay? Examples of these skills are writing, design, photography, content creation, podcasting. This is what we refer to as interest-based skills. All right? Another thing is experience-based skills. Now, what are experience-based skills? Experience-based skills, these build on what you already know or you have done before in school, a job, or a hobby. An example is marketing, administration support, teaching, tech support, communication. That is what we refer to as experience-based skills. All right? You build on what you already know or have done before. Okay? Then we have something we refer to as market-based skills, right? Market-based skills. This one is the final angle. Now, these ones are actually in high demand and pay very well, even for beginners who are consistent. So an example is web design. All right, web design is a high income skill. Video editing, graphic design, content writing and copywriting, social media management, search engine optimization and email marketing, virtual assistants, AI prompting, that is using ChatGPT properly. Okay, that's how you get to ask skills of. You take those three different angles. Number one, market-based skills, experience-based skills, and interest-based skills. All right. Now, the third step is where you need to choose where to learn. Where do you get to learn some of these particular skills? The first platform, as I would say, is YouTube. And remember, when it comes to learning new skills, it's not really about it's not about you getting to know all the people concentrate on a lot of jargon. Yeah, you want to learn social media management, go learn social media management. Sasa unaanza kufunzwa principles of social media management angazijui. That is not important. You want to understand what it means to actually become a social media manager. All right. Platform number 2 is Udemy. Udemy is the best. If you want to learn any new skill in Kenya today, go to Udemy. Stop wasting your time and your resources, taking your money to colleges and universities just for you to get a paper. Stop wasting your money. Udemy is going to you will even pay something like 2,200 Kenyan shillings and you buy a course over there. The thing that is very, very important is that you need to be very disciplined. In fact, some of these skills can even take you less than 6 months. Discipline. If you're able to show up every day, most people are not disciplined, and that is why most people always complain and you're always scammed every day, because you're not a disciplined person. You can't sit down and learn something for 1 hour bila kufikiria kuchukua simu yako. I like what guys are doing over here. They are sharing their LinkedIn profiles. So you go ahead, share your LinkedIn profile. I think it's good. It's a good networking chance. You share your LinkedIn profile. So the thing I'm saying, YouTube is an amazing platform to get started with. Udemy is where you go and get premium courses. Coursera is a good platform where you get university level learning and certificates for the guys who like certificates. Yeah. There's another school called Canva Design School. But for me, I want to stick to YouTube and Udemy. YouTube and Udemy. These are very, very good platforms to get started with. Now, listen to this. I want you to follow me closely, because this is a question I get so many times with people. Elvis, how do we learn a skill? Oh, how do we learn a skill? I want to get started learning a skill. Here's how to learn a skill. And this is the fourth most important step. How do you get to learn a skill? Number 1 is you pick one skill to focus on. One skill. Most people think you are learning 50 things at the same time. Haga umefanya web development, umeenda ukafunzwa how to edit videos, ukatusi kasongo, umeenda kufunzwa how to generate AI images, ukatengeneza zingine akiwa kwa casket. Haga umeenda sijui umefunzwa haga digital marketing, umetoka hapo umeenda ufanyiwa communication, public speaking. You are learning like 500 things at the same time. Hata punda yezi beba mizigo hiyo yote. Yeah? So ladies and gentlemen, pick one skill and focus on it. Someone is learning 50. Umeenda Instagram ukakuta mtu akisema artificial intelligence is the next biggest thing. Yeah? Remember, one thing is you have to choose one skill and focus on it. Number 2 is you learn daily. Let me tell you one thing about learning daily. You don't need 5 hours. You need 30 good minutes. 30 good minutes for you to learn something very well. 30 minutes. Let me repeat that. 30 minutes. Concentrate on doing 30 minutes every day from Monday to Sunday, not Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday. 30 days a week, 30 days a month, 31 days a month. Focus on that. 30 minutes per day. Take your timer, take your phone, put on a timer, 30 minutes, and focus on learning something very, very important. Consistency beats intensity. Let me repeat that. Consistency beats intensity. Number 3 is you practice by doing dummy projects. You practice by doing what? Dummy projects. Then, document your journey online. Let me tell you, when you start learning a new skill, create a LinkedIn post about it, right? Go and say, I recently started learning how to I recently started, learning this digital marketing skill, and my journey has really, give a good story. People like to relate with stories. It's a good thing. Document your journey online. And what is actually going to happen is this is going to build your personal brand. Yeah, it is actually going to build your personal brand. So document your journey online. When you get to a point where you're 60% ready, 60% ready. What do I mean by 60% ready? When you're at 60% ready, you're someone who can deliver on a project. Start pitching. Most people don't know how to pitch. You cannot sit down for the rest of your life waiting for clients to come your way. Go to LinkedIn and start pitching to people. If you're a web designer, look for clients you want to work with online. Enda utafute websites za watu. They look bad. Websites that don't look very good. Recreate even a single page in that website. After you recreate, send your progress to the client. Mwambie, I'd like to pitch my services to you. I'm a web designer. I was able to create this for you. If you might be interested in getting into a clarity call, we can do that. You cannot be waiting for clients to come your way. You need to make a lot of noise. Companies like Safaricom have been making noise for over 20 years, and they are still existent. Coca-Cola, making a lot of noise, all right? So make a lot of noise. You need to get known. Here are some final words. The best freelance skill isn't the flashiest, yeah? Nowadays, everyone, ukisikia usome skill, most guys want to go and study things like data science, data analysis. You're chasing titles. They're good skills to learn, but remember this. Pick a skill. It's not flashy. Like I tell people I'm a graphic designer and they're like, okay. People think that you need to be having something like data analyst with 50 years of experience in artificial prompting and don't know. That is being flashy. And you've realized that most people who have flashy titles don't even get paid. I'm a digital marketer with experience in conceptual frameworks, performance marketing with the role of... Those things don't matter. All right? Stop focusing on things that are not flashy. So start focusing on things that are flashy. And here's a final message. And this one has been a guiding message for me for a long time. Don't overthink. Pick a skill. Learn the skill. Practice. Post. Repeat. Wacha nirudie tena. Pick a skill. Learn the skill. Practice the skill. Post it on social media to build your personal brand. And repeat. Wacha nirudie tena. You pick a skill to learn. You learn it. You practice it. You post about it on social media. And then you repeat. You take another skill. You learn it. You practice it. Post. Repeat. Are you going to be the same person in the next 5 years? Probably not. So let me move on. Month 2. We're talking about 3 months of becoming a freelancer. Month 2 is you build a portfolio. You need to show people that you can deliver. So how do you do that? You do 2 to 3 small practice projects. Real or self-made, you can create a dummy project. You can help a friend or a small business for free or even cheap. Like for example, like for me, let me tell you, if you're good in social media management, stop chasing the money. Someone, amemaliza kusoma social media management, someone just finished learning social media management. After 3 weeks are not done. But they are saying that my rate card is 25,000 per week. 25,000 per week. Who has 25,000 per week to pay a beginner? And most people, let me tell you one thing, and here is where we say ego is the enemy. Ego is the enemy. Juu unafikiria umeinvest, umenunua course na ukafanya vitu online, that you now believe that people should pay you 1 million Kenyan shillings. You with your 2 skills over there, you're going to stay broke for the rest of your life because you're not willing to learn. Let me tell you one thing. I offered my services for a full year to a client. They never paid me. I was honing my skills. Yeah, I was honing my skills when it comes to and please, hizi links zimekuwa mingi sana. For those guys who are sending links in the Google Meet session, please stop. I think these ones are enough. Sasa naona kuna links zingine. Don't click on those links. There are some links I'm looking at and I'm like, hey, you guys, don't open some of these links. Stop sharing these links. Let's stop it at that. Yeah. Sasa who is this now? This guy over here is sasa who Omondi. You think Omondi, we are not here to talk about politics. Wacha nikuonyeshe venye watu kama nyinyi mnafanyangwa. Coming here chanting about Ruto. We don't care about that nonsense. Take your nonsense elsewhere, Nani. That's nonsense. I have to call it nonsense. Yeah? Ruto. You Ruto Kumi strong. You just shut up and listen to what is being said over here. Oh, unashinda tu Ruto. Is the guy even going to pay you for chanting over here? Yeah? Ruto. Lazima tujue ati sijui nini. Ruto. Yeah. No, I don't want to mute the charts. Let me not mute the charts because it's good. It gives me, I'm able to see what you guys are saying. Ili, mtu akiuliza swali, I can also respond over here. And at the same time, I'm also able to see your insights. So, at least you've kicked off the Ruto guy out for now. So, the thing is, offer your services, yeah? Offer your services for free on a pro bono basis, yeah? Pro bono is like you don't have to get paid. Mimi, one time I received a payment by a client, hadi nikamuuliza, guy, hiyo pesa yote ni yangu. So I had helped a client with their website for a full 1 whole year with, the design was not good, but it was like a small business. It was a business that was trying to pick up. And I told him, let me just help you with what you want. At least I'll be able to hone my skills. So I did that service for close to a year. I didn't finish 1 year really. And I was just trying to help them with blogs, helping them with, graphics and everything. And I wasn't paid. I was honing my skill. I was just trying to understand how to do website management. And I remember this client eventually ended up sending me, I think, it was like a small token of appreciation. Yeah, that was around 20, I can remember very well. It was around 2020 hapo. I was still trying to get my space when it comes to web design. And I remember this client honestly sent me 15,000 after a full year of work. And for me, I was so happy and excited because hata kama there are clients you help for a long period of time. Yeah, 15,000 is little money, I understand. It's like you're getting like maybe 1,200 a month or something like that. But I can honestly say that I was able to hone my skill. So don't be afraid on providing your services for free to people. Yeah? You can provide the services for free to small businesses, but you need to be careful here. You can provide your services for free to someone who is like let me not use the bad words, but don't provide your services for free to someone who is not grateful. Yeah? Provide your services to someone you're willing to work with. I tell freelancers all the time, it is not all clients that come your way that you work with. Yeah? Some of them have their issues, so be careful about that. No serious client is ever going to ask you for experience of 3 years. That is not something that can actually happen. If someone knows that if you know yourself, Vizuri, here's the thing. Most people don't understand themselves properly. So you're always afraid. Unafikiria ukienda kuambia client atakuitisha experience. People want you to solve their problems. They don't care how long it has taken for you to learn that. But as long as you can solve their problems, it's actually going to be very good. Help your friends. Like if your friends opens a beauty parlor and you're a web designer, you just go and tell them, hey, so I recently completed my web design project and I think I can actually create a website for you for free. I've done that severally, by the way. I remember before I got my first gig, web design, I did like around 7 free websites. Yeah. And it was very good for me because I was able to hone that particular skill. Approach a friend, talk to them. And then for your portfolio, you can use Notion and Canva. Notion or Canva is very good. You can also use Google Docs or Microsoft Docs where you can actually just post what you can do. I personally recommend you use Notion and Canva. Very, very good. You can also use another AI tool called another AI tool called Gamma. Gamma AI. Gamma AI is a very, very good tool. You can actually just get to use it. And then post your work online, even if it is not perfect. Now, there's a perfectionism problem that you have today with most freelancers, where most freelancers think that everything you post has to be perfect. We are in the era where aesthetics matter more than delivery, where people think that the level or the quality of the work is very, very important. But the thing is, most people, like if you look at Safaricom's billboards and things, they're not beautiful, but they are functional. So if all the time you're thinking about the perfect, you will always find yourself in trouble. And in fact, let me tell you one thing, and I'm honestly going to be very blunt about this. Avoid clients who are always seeking perfection. Avoid clients who are always seeking perfection. Never ever work with them, because you will never get to satisfy them. I have worked with clients who seek perfection, and they are the worst to work with. As a freelancer, you also have the ability to say that you don't want to work with a person. All right? You have the ability to say that you don't want to work with a person. So get to understand that. All right? Post your work online, whatever you've done. Even if it's a bad website, post it online. All right? Just put it online. Let people see what you can actually get to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, clients, they don't care about your degrees. They care about proof. Clients don't care about degrees. They care about proof. How can you actually get to do that? And if probably you're in this particular session and you're a client, like if you're a business owner, I've experienced this with some business owners, and especially with ladies, where they seek perfection. Like your website, you get a guy to create a website for you. You don't want a functional website. You're looking for a beautiful website. It doesn't work like that. Aesthetics don't matter when it comes to your business. What matters is the functionality that you get from that. So if all the time you're chasing perfection, let me tell you, you're always going to slow down. Same case for freelancers. If the only thing you think about is perfection, you will always have issues dealing with people. Why? Because you can never get to the level of perfection that you think of or have in your head. Yeah? Am I preaching something, ladies and gentlemen? Are we together up to that point? Are we together? So avoid clients who seek perfection and avoid being a perfectionist as a freelancer. Now, month number 3. Let me get to month number 3. Month number 3, we said you need to pitch, post, and position. You need to pitch, post, and position. So month number 3 is for you to get visible and start selling. Get visible and start selling. So how do you do that? You start posting on LinkedIn, Twitter, or IG. You start posting on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram. You need to send 5 to 10 DMs or cold emails weekly. DM people, send them messages, provide them, explain what you can do for them. Join freelancing platforms, Upwork, Fiverr, among others. Polish your bio, profile, and proposal game. Yeah? Polish your bio. Go ahead and polish your bio. What do I mean by polishing your bio? Go change some of the bio. Wewe bio yako bado inasoma Sparta the menace, Sparta go and change those things. Make your bio something that someone can actually get to, work with. Bio yako bado inasema chief, minister of enjoyment. Na unataka kupewa job ya web design. Who is going to give minister of enjoyment a job? Umeandika hapo bio yako minister of enjoyment. Even hata mimi nikiona minister of enjoyment, I'm going to be like, nikimlipa ataenda kujienjoy. So go change your bio. All right? Go change your bio. Good. So that is month number 3, pitch, post, and position. So the very simple summary is this. Month 1, you need to learn a network. Number 2, you need to build a portfolio. Number 3, you need to pitch, post, and position. That is very, very important. So where do you get to learn some of these skills? We talked about YouTube and Udemy. And here are some of the various tools that you can need as a freelancer if you're getting started. For content creation and design, Canva. For editing videos, you can use CapCut. If you want to brainstorm ideas, write content, and fix text, you can use ChatGPT. Now, planning and delivery. How do you plan a project? You can use a tool like Notion for project planning, to-do lists, and client portals. You can even use Google Docs or Google Slides, where you share your work, you make proposals, or even collaborate. Okay? Now, there's another tool called ClickUp. Kwanza ClickUp. In fact, for the guys on LinkedIn, by the way, we're going to be having one free session. It's not a free session. Itutalipisha. A session on how to use ClickUp for project management. Right? Someone is a web designer. Someone comes and tells you, create a website for me. We unaanza kazi. Hata huja plan your project. You just, yeah? Let me get you ClickUp, ladies and gentlemen. ClickUp is it's a tool every single freelancer should have. ClickUp is a tool let me just repeat that again. Every freelancer should know how to use ClickUp. I'm not promoting the guys. I'm just saying that you need to understand how to use ClickUp. If you have never heard of ClickUp before, this is your chance to understand what it is. This is what you use to manage your projects. if you have clients, if you have a client and you're providing a specific service to them, you use ClickUp. Now, let's give it a few seconds as it loads up. So, as you can see, this is ClickUp, ladies and gentlemen. This is ClickUp. So, this is ClickUp. So, like, for example, let me show you how I use it personally. Like, if I want to create social media posts, I have what we refer to as a list. Inside the list is documentation. So, like, for example, if I was, like, I have links. Like, for example, if I wanted to access the various links to all the photos I have that have been taken for me, I can actually get them over here. If I want to get some social media post ideas, if I'm creating social media posts, I actually use ClickUp for the same, right? If you look at this, like, I can easily, like, if you ask me, Elvis, can you show me maybe the post that you've written? Yeah, I can show you. I can even show you, like, probably what I have done. And this is all done using ClickUp. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to get to understand how to use ClickUp. It's a very, very important tool. That is planning and delivery. For those guys who are asking about how to get paid as a freelancer, getting paid as a freelancer, you can use platforms like PayPal. I don't like PayPal. But in Kenya, I've realized there is PesaPal, there is Intercent, there is, I've heard of so many of them. I've seen billboards of another company called, what's the name of this company? It's in red. I can't remember very well. But, well, for me, what I know personally at this point is PesaPal. PesaPal is good. Shaky kidogo when it comes to, getting paid online. But I also think banks can also allow you to get paid. If you're working with global clients, you can easily get paid through banks. Like, Paystack. Paystack is also amazing. Thank you, Ibrahim. That makes sense. We have Paystack, we have Flutterwave. I mean, they're quite Payless. I've heard of Payless. Skrill, walipotea na 1200 yangu, so I don't know. I'm not very sure about it. But these are platforms that you can actually get used to get paid. Now, I'm just going to move on very fast. Branding and credibility. If you're not someone who likes to create TikTok videos, if you don't like to create TikTok videos, you can use LinkedIn, all right? LinkedIn is your online CV. It is your portfolio and your lead magnet, okay? At Binance, I don't know. I don't know anything about Binance. Let me be quiet. I don't want to say anything about Binance. Sitaki kuongea about Binance. But people can receive payment. I know people can actually get paid using USDT or something like that. But let me not go the crypto way. So for branding and credibility, you need to understand how to use LinkedIn. Yeah, Binance, let me just, for specificity, Binance is the biggest crypto exchange in the world right now. It's a good platform, yeah? Especially if you would like to get paid in cryptocurrency. If you want to get paid in USDT. Now, apparently, in Kenya, crypto has not yet been recognized as a legal tender. So you need to be very careful with who you're dealing with. So anyway, branding and credibility, you need to use LinkedIn, where you post about the various things that you're doing. And let me tell you, most people think that posting on LinkedIn is like 2 posts per week. Hey, Baba, you're missing out on a lot. Yeah? But someone is saying something over here. Brian Otieno has said something quite interesting over here. Elvis, I think creating videos is king. One should just find how or he or she will like it. Find how he or she will like it. Yeah, makes sense. Honestly, video is the best way to get known today. If you are able to create content and get to distribute it across social media platforms in the form of video, you will actually be more ahead. Honestly, video is the best. Writing social media posts, people, they will read them, but they will not have you in their heads. Video is the best way to go if you would like to start creating content. And what we know nowadays, people don't, you think you have to go and take some English classes to start creating content. Kama unangoa, yeah? If you're someone who kona shida ya matamchi, yeah? You're the person who says rara, roro, it is okay, yeah? Go put your stuff over there. People don't care about your kungoa, they don't care. They care about the content that you actually bring out, yeah? Someone is saying people listen more than they read. It makes sense. People listen more than they read. So you have to remember that. Now, I like freelancing myself, and freelancing changed my life. And I really like helping others start their freelancing journey. You build valuable skills, create a profitable and a flexible career on your own terms. Now, why do I think that freelancing is very important? Because at the end of the day, it's something that can actually just position you in a kind of a different way. Let me tell you one thing about how I started my freelancing journey. Mi unajua nilikuwa Nyeri. If people who know the Republic of Nyeri, wangapi wanajua the Republic of Nyeri? My 230,000 followers plus, nilipatanga nikiwa Nyeri. Yeah? I got them when I was in Nyeri. When I was in Nyeri, during COVID, I realized I had like a small cyber cafe in 2019. So, I realized this business of mine, venye naona watu wakifutwa kazi, and the way I'm seeing people working from home, I have to really start styling up. But the good thing for me is that I had started freelancing as early as 2015. Yeah, but I didn't know it was freelancing. I was just creating posters for people and sending them on WhatsApp, and they used to pay me. So in 2019, I realized that now there is lockdown. So that means my Kasaiba Cafe ilikuwa inakaa cubicle. That cubicle, no one would actually come to it. Why? Because now there's a lockdown. People are actually working online. So I had one option. I had to look for a way to get people to pay me online. At that point, I discovered a platform called Gigi. Jiji. Ilikuwa inaitwa OLX. And this company, I think it's owned by Ukrainians or something like that. This company, at that point, was trying to navigate the Kenyan market. So I started posting on Gigi, telling people that I normally do logos, I normally do posters, I normally do company profiles. And I remember I got my first client. Sijawai sahau, hadi today, I have never forgotten. That client I got, alikuwa anaitwa Nkobo Auto Spares. Watu wa Meru, I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce Nkobo. Nkobo Auto Spares. So this guy told me to design a logo for him, for his business, Nkobo Auto Spares. I designed a logo. So after designing the logo, nikaigonga watermark. I hit a watermark in the logo. Ili nikitumia huo jamaa akose kunilipa, at least najua haezi tumia. The guy told me, how much is it for the logo? And I told him ni 500 Kenyan shillings. At that time, 500 shillings would have solved all my problems. I was broke to that extent. And the guy told me, no, I'll pay you 1,000 shillings. So at that point I knew that sasa, logo sitawahi lipisha 500. I started charging 1,000 Kenyan shillings. So I realized something interesting again. After some time, nikaona, I can't get clients from Nyeri. And because of lockdown, clients don't have to meet me. So I decided to start posting my ads. Nikaanza kusema, I am based in Westlands. Mind you, I don't even know Westlands iko wapi. Ungeniacha Nairobi hata sijui. The only place I knew was Tirum and the environs. I never knew where Westlands was. I started posting. And I used to say that I'm in Westlands. So everyone was very happy to see this graphic designer from Westlands. Hey, I remember the first time I made like a clean 10,000 Kenyan shillings. I designed a logo, a company profile, letterhead, and a flyer. It was a cleaning company that was doing fumigation and something pest control. And at that time, hizo kazi zilikuwa zinauza sana. So this guy pays me 10,000 Kenyan shillings, and I could not believe it. I could not honestly believe it that I have lied my way to money. Yeah? Because I'm in here in my cubicle. I have a laptop that takes like 15 minutes to light up. Na inatoa hadi freno. I got paid to do that. So I decided to now scale it up. I started paying for ads on Gigi. What do I mean by paying? Paying means that I started to promote. Promoting, like I used to pay around 1,000 to around like something like 5,000 every month. And my ads would appear at the top. And I'm telling you, business was good. Business was good. It was good to an extent that I was noticed by a company called Infotrack. And Infotrack told me that I'm the one who's going to be doing their presentations. And I was like, okay. So these guys used to pay me 6,000 Kenyan shillings for a slide deck. And I used to be so happy when I used to see them on TV. Yeah, reading my slides. Mimi ndo nilitengeneza hizi vitu. So that was freelancing for me. So I used to be in Nyeri 2019, 2020. That was how I used to get my clients. Oh, Nico Westlands. So when a client tells me, can we meet? Namwambia, oh, unfortunately, I'm having a meeting. I'm having a meeting with another client. Like, I can honestly tell you that I used to know Sarit Center very well. Yeah. Theoretically, not practically. Like I could tell you Sarit Center iko na hizi hotel because I used to just go online and check. Does Sarit Center have a Java? Oh, yeah. So, like if a client tells me that we need to meet physically, I used to tell them that, I'm having a meeting with a client in Sarit Center. But, that lie could not have sold itself. In 2021, Nika realized most of these clients, I need to start meeting these clients. So a client used to tell me we meet at 10 a.m. in the morning, probably somewhere along Biashara Street. Mimi naamuka Nyeri 4 a.m. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. Naingia matatu. There was a matatu zilikuwa zinaitwa 2NK shuttle. I hope they're still existent up to this point. I normally see them on the road. Naingia 2NK shuttle. Tunafululiza mwendo. Saa hiyo kuna nuka mbuzi, sijui kuna watu wanaekwa, sijui I don't know where. Kuna watu wa soko. So all those smells. I used to get to nafika, most of the time I used to meet these clients in Java. For those people who go to TRM, there's a Java iko hapo tu chini. When you're getting to TRM, there's a Java. When you just get in the right, there's a Java. I used to meet my clients over there. So a client tells me to patane at 10 a.m. and by 8:30 a.m. I was in Java. Yeah. So that was the power of me working from where I was. And then I realized apana sasa. Most of, like 95% of my clients were from Nairobi. So eventually I just decided to move to Nairobi because that is where the money is. Yeah. That was my freelancing journey itself. Kidogo in 2021, business started to slow down. It slowed down to an extent that I was like, hey, I moved from making around 100,000 every month to now a point where I was doing like 15,000. So I realized I need to start thinking of something else. That is where we talk about personal branding. I didn't know what I was doing was personal branding. I started creating videos on TikTok. These videos on TikTok were meant to attract people to understand what I do. So guys used to come and watch the videos and, I was trying to tell guys I normally create websites. Like if you go to my TikTok profile and you check my first ever videos, and you're utaona where I was, right? So I started posting consistently on TikTok, 2022. Business was not very good. It was very bad. At one point, I started doing comedy videos because that is what people were watching in Kenya at that point. The good thing for me is that I used to really rely on data. So the data I was actually just taking was I used to go online and see what's the largest number of content creators in Kenya. And I realized that the majority of content creators in Kenya were comedians. And I thought, if it's comedy, let me get into comedy. So I started doing comedy until I realized, nachekesha kijiji yangu peke yake. I wasn't getting any clients. And in 2022, I decided to do a complete rebranding. And January 2023, I got into content creation seriously. I said that 2023, I would dedicate it fully in creating very good content for social media. And that is when I discovered personal branding. All right? Personal branding is you talking about what you do. Personal branding, just go on social media if you want to get started as a freelancer and talk about what you do. Like if you're a web designer, you don't have to talk about web design all the time. You can even talk about something like, my landlord, I woke up in the morning and realized that my landlord, people relate with stories. I'm going to give you an interesting story over here that I posted today on LinkedIn. And I saw guys complaining, hey, you don't know, you cannot be posting such things on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very serious platform. Yeah, you cannot be posting things like those ones on LinkedIn. I've always seen there's a certain group of people, who always think that LinkedIn is that platform where you post everything, every single achievement in your life. So I want you to read this post over here. So this post has had 7,547 impressions today. I'm going to read this post with you. I'm just reading an email I sent 7 years ago. Subject, Dear Sophia. The email began. Since you decided to ghost me, I have decided to respond here. Excuse me. I was writing monologues like I was auditioning for mother-in-law. Goodness, girls have suffered under my hands. And I say this with deep regret and a bit of second-hand embarrassment. Because it gets worse. I went on to tell Sophia that I would go to her father and pay her dowry without her knowing. Was I okay? Was I mentally stable? Kasongo. I even hit her with, Sophia, you're the one You're the one I choose to be with for the rest of my life. You know, this is a real email I had sent, by the way. The spelling was drying. The spelling was dying. The emotions were fried. The desperation was international, sorry. And as if that wasn't enough, I proceeded with my tantrums. You can't tell me that you don't miss me. Miss who? Elvis. Me, the ghost of clingy boyfriends past. Looking back, I don't even think Sophia broke my heart. I think I broke my own heart with bad grammar and misplaced confidence. But I've healed. I've grown. I'm a reformed man. I no longer write emails to women who clearly moved on with their lives and blocked me on Mixit. Sophia, wherever you are, I hope you found peace and better punctuation. Right? That is personal branding. You read something, I mean, you have to understand that you need to read something that you can relate with. I realized that if you wake up every day you're telling people, oh, web designer, mimi ni graphic designer, oh, sijui yaga nimefanya, yeah? Like you need to be very, very intentional, like with what you post. Like I'm going to show you another thing over here. Like this is personal branding itself. Like people don't understand that the power of personal branding is not about you chanting and shouting at people every day. It's about you sharing something people can relate with. I'm based in Westlands was the biggest lie I ever told. I have given you that story. Back then, when I was just a freelancer, I had one big problem. I lived in Nyeri, and if you don't know where Nyeri is, just know it's a solid 150 plus kilometers from Nairobi. Basically, if Nairobi was Netflix, Nyeri was free to air TV. But guess what? Every time a client asked me where I was based, I'd hit them with confidence. I am based in Westlands, Nairobi. Westlands? ? I didn't even know where Sarit Center was. All I knew was that big roundabout I saw once in a Matatu meme. The real stress came when a client said, let's meet in Nairobi. Let's discuss this project in person. Now I had to commit to the lie. So what did I do? I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning, caught the first Matatu out of Nyeri, rode those winding hills like a committed son of the soil, landed in Nairobi by 7 a.m., then sat in Java pretending I had just walked from my house in Brookside Drive. Now the client shows up at 10 a.m. in the morning. Wow, Elvis, I love your punctuality. You're the kind of person we like working with. Little did they know that I had just survived a 3-hour ride, a boiled egg with chili, and two dusty stages. And when the meeting was done, I'd crawl back to Nyeri in the evening, passed out on a Matatu seat, holding a laptop like it was my child. But here's what I learned. Clients don't care where you're based. They care whether you can deliver, whether you are reliable, whether you show up, whether you solve the damn problem. That's all that matters. Today I laugh at how far I have come, but I'm also proud of that version of me who lied his way into Westlands and backed it up with action. For your information, I'm now based in Westlands. Honestly, I'm based in Westlands. So you have to understand that I lied my way to Westlands. So that's basically you telling a story. And then now you can hit people with something we refer to as a CTA. A CTA can be you probably selling your services. Tonight, I'll be talking about freelancing in 2025. If you've ever lied about your location, blah, 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 all the rest. So tell your story. Authenticity is probably the best way for you to actually get your clients. Now, unfortunately, it's already 9:17 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Do you think we should continue ama tuachie hapo? I'll take a vote. I don't want to take much of your time, ladies and gentlemen. I had promised up to 9 p.m. Do we continue? I'll take a poll. Do we continue? Okay, thank you. So we're just going to take the next 13 minutes so that we can actually just get to wind up. Now, communication. I'll talk about communication, and I'm happy to see a lady Leanne over here. Communication, I talked about something very important, which is keeping communication super simple. Now, in terms of communication, I'm going to show you something else today. So, I created this post just a few hours ago, and I want you to listen to it. Elvis, do you think I listen to podcasts? That was a client response after I had sent him a 5-minute voice note, explaining in deep, passionate audio why WooCommerce was the best choice for his e-commerce website. I thought I was being eloquent, articulate, and strategic. In my mind, I was dropping fire until the client replied, "Stop sending such long voice notes. I can't spend my day listening to you. Send a concept note or a plain proposal. Ouch. That's when I realized something that most freelancers don't talk about. Clients are not your friends. They don't owe you listening time. They're not looking for passion. They're looking for clarity. And many of us mess it up by over-talking, over-explaining, over voice noting. So here's the truth. The best communicators simplify. Not everything requires a deep TED talk. Sometimes all the client needs is, here is what I recommend, here is why, and here's how much. Done. There's a principle called KISS, the KISS principle. Let me repeat that. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yes. Keep it simple, stupid when it comes to your communication. It is harsh. Yes, I know. But clients love it. So please, stop sending 4-minute sermons. Stop explaining things with motivational intros. And for the love of money, don't send 8 voice notes in a row without labeling them. That's how communication. Yeah. So one time I sent a client a voice note, nikimuelezea, so I have seen what you are requesting and I think we can actually get to really talk about this, I think, how many people have received voice notes before? Umetumiwa a voice note and you're like, oh God, this guy is sending me a podcast to listen to. Yeah. At one point, you have to be very good with your communication as a freelancer. How you communicate in writing and how you communicate in speaking. In fact, someone is going to easily choose to work with you as a freelancer by how you speak. You might probably be the worst person when it comes to speaking. When it comes to even delivering a job, but you know how to speak. How many people have been called by these 2 ladies from, I think it's Safaricom. There's also another bank I realized. They use that kaploy, right? They call you very well. Hi, good evening, Kenya. My name is this and this and this and this. And all of a sudden you're just like, hata kama hutaki kusikiza, you're like, oh, of course I have time. Probably you're arguing with your hive, but at that point you have time to listen to what she has to say. Your communication has to speak a lot about you. Now, unfortunately, our schools don't do any justice when it comes to communication. Why? Because people don't yet understand that the reason as to why we exist in the world today is because we are communication freaks. Yeah? Like, why do you think we like to go to church? You think we go to church because we like to go to church? No, we want to enjoy the company of other people. We want to talk. We want to chat. Communication at the end of the day. Why do you think we have WhatsApp? Why do you think we have TikTok? Communication. So anytime I hear someone talking about communication and public speaking skills, these are skills every single person should really get to master. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because a client is either going to choose to work with you by the way you speak, by the way you talk, because they can be able to understand that you are someone who can articulate your ideas. And then, communication. Weka ma feelings zako kando. Yeah? There are people, you have a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You don't take that to your client. Yeah? In fact, there are people who really take it a notch further by you being rude to clients. Never ever do that. Never ever do that. Work on your communication skills. Yeah. We talked about freelancing skills that you need to understand. We did share that. Freelancing. So let me talk about how to set your rates as a freelancer. Setting your freelance rates. Number 1 is you need to understand your value. Understand the value of your skills and the problem that you're solving. Okay. Market research. What are other freelancers actually getting to charge? You don't wake up and say a 5-page website. Yeah. Purity is saying, yesterday I wanted to buy a dress. I walked out of 4 shops due to poor communication. The seller, slay queens, were just staring at me. They were just staring at me. Anyway, yeah, it's a common thing. Communication really matters. And if you really want to know how communication matters, go to hotels in Nyeri. There's a hotel I went to in Nyeri and I was like, hata stai kukaa huku. It's called, I don't know, it's along Nanyuki, and it was something Batian, is it? No, don't know. It's owned by a guy who vied for governor or something like that. And I just don't like those guys, honestly. Yeah? So, ladies and gentlemen, market research. Then, you need to learn how to charge your projects on an hourly basis or a project-based charge. Decide whether you want to charge by the hour or a flat rate for a project. If it's like a web design project, you can say it. Probably like platforms like Upwork, they charge, you can even have $10 to $30 an hour. The best one is project-based. Like for an e-commerce website, you can say that the fee is 120,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah. And then you list down what is included in that. It's very, very important. Here's another thing if you're a freelancer. Never take a monthly salary. Never ever take a monthly salary. Now, you cannot be leaving employment to come back and get employed again. Yeah? Here's the thing. Charge on a weekly basis. If you're a virtual assistant, charge on a weekly basis. You guys need to think about this. You get paid as a freelancer by the end of the month. That money that you've been paid at the end of the month is the money that you're supposed to be using for the next full month. How are you supposed to survive? Like, if you think about it, how are you supposed to survive like that? You have to wait 4 weeks for you to get paid. That is modern day slavery. And you're not getting paid the right way. So for me, I recommend to every freelancer, like if you do virtual assistants, have a weekly rate. Tell people, Mimi, I don't get paid by the end of them. I get paid per week. That's how you get a proper pay. And you also get to stay motivated. Because you don't have to be waiting for 30 days. You tell someone, honestly, here's a contract. And let me repeat this, by the way. If you're a freelancer, learn how to craft contracts. We'll have another session talking about how to craft contracts as a freelancer. Contracts are very, very important. When you start working with a client, usianze tu kufanya kazi hivi tu. Draft down the deliverables, what is expected of you, the charges, and everything that is supposed to be done. So please understand that. Then raise your rates. As time goes by, as you gain more experience, don't be afraid to raise your rates. Always make sure that you put the client first most of the time. Make sure that your communication is very good. Deliver results, over-deliver. Alright? Over-deliver. Kuna watu wakipewa kazi, you do the bare minimum. Over-deliver. You never know the referrals that you might probably get. Alright? Managing your finances. Managing your finances. As a beginner freelancer, it might be a bit of a tough experience for you. But as time goes by, everything gets better. So track your income and expenses. Use tools like QuickBooks or Excel to track your earnings and expenses. There's a company called Zoho. I use Zoho for my invoices, right? Like if you want to send an invoice to a client, you can easily use Zoho. And the good thing about Zoho, I'm not promoting them, by the way. I'm just saying they have a good product. If you struggle with invoices, you can honestly use Zoho. Zoho is a good platform for you to get started with. It's free. You can use it for free as a start. And you can easily send invoices to clients. You can even send quotations to clients. And Zoho has quite a number of things. You can even use it for bookkeeping. Yeah, like if you want to track your expenses, your invoices and everything, you can use this. All right. Does it have LPOs? I don't know if it has LPOs. Yeah. There's Zoho. Zoho is very good. So please, you need to check this out. It's an amazing platform, honestly. I'm not really promoting them, but I'm just, giving credit where it's due. Yeah. Taxes, you have to remember Kasongo. So you need to save for taxes, set some portion of money aside for your taxes, an emergency fund. Yeah, people don't have emergency funds. You need to have a fund, probably as a money market fund. There are quite a number of good money market funds in Kenya. So an emergency fund is like a buffer or money that you can use for monthly expenses for like 6 months. If you're getting started as a freelancer, if you realize that your expenses are like 50,000 Kenya shillings a month, you need to have 300,000 Kenya shillings set aside as an emergency fund. Right? If you spend 1 million Kenya shillings every month, you need to have at least 6 million probably for the next 6 months. Yeah. So an emergency fund is very important. Investment. Reinvest in your business. You don't eat all the money. When you start making money as a freelancer, usikule pesa yote. Mtu anakunywa pombe, amekula meturaya yote, you've gone to all the kinds of road trips. Invest back, put some money back, especially as a young person. These road trips, they'll always be here. So someone gets 100,000 shillings, get paid from a project. Unaamua kuchafua meza, you spend 70,000. How stupid can you be when you're doing something like that? Yeah? Invest. Yeah? Invest in tools, especially AI tools. Go pay for ChatGPT, Jasper. Hire more people, right? As you scale your business is very, very important. Yeah? Then, client acquisition, how to get your clients, your network. All right? Offer your services for free to friends, family, or acquaintances. Then you can also build an online portfolio using websites like Behance, Upwork, or even LinkedIn. Pitching, we've talked about how to pitch. You need to pitch. All the time you need to be pitching. Referrals. Referrals are probably the most important things that you need to understand. Yeah. So mostly that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll share these particular slides with you so that you can actually get to check them. There's a lot you can get to read through all this because it's already 9:28 p.m. and I don't want to take much of your time, ladies and gentlemen. So a quick reminder is that next week we will be having our AI Productivity Weekend Sprint. We're going to be starting from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Saturday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and Sunday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. You will come and learn how to use AI tools. You know, most people struggle with some very funny, interesting things. Now, let me show you something about AI. Yeah, I'm going to show you something about, using AI very fast. Like, people struggle with things that you can easily just sit down and solve very fast. And these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about next year. You remember these posts that we've just created a few minutes ago when you were beginning this session? We generated this AI image using FreePic and we created a post for the same. So you can imagine, now let me show you the insights about this on this particular post. As we were speaking, 3,000 people have viewed this. All right, 3,000 people. So it's time for you to get to really understand. So people struggle with some things that you can easily solve. Like an example is, if you went to YouTube, let me show you something interesting and fascinating about AI, especially ChatGPT. If you went to YouTube, and you probably realize there's a video. Like, for example, I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel over here. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel, by the way. It has 10,800 subscribers. Like, in here, I'm not very consistent. Like, these are some of the videos I have done. Okay? Quite a number. So, if I come and select, I want to select one video over here. So, like, this video, this was a session we had. Like, it was a 1 hour plus session where we talked about masturbation and the pornography pandemic. I can view this transcript. The transcript is information and what was said in that particular session. Okay? So this is a transcript itself. I can come and copy all this text. Let me show you something. Ili muamini how you can easily do social media post. You can even do this if you are a social media manager. So I'm going to copy this entire transcript. Alright? I'm going to show you something so that you see the tools that I'm telling you about are very important. I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to come to ChatGPT. All right? On ChatGPT, I'm going to say something like this. I had an interesting session with Mr. Godfrey regarding masturbation and pornography. That's it. I have this transcript. I'll say something like that. I have the transcript from the entire conversation. Then I'm just going to click on enter. This is ChatGPT. So here's the next thing I'll do. It can convert. I'm going to just paste the transcript over there and just click on send. Like that. So within just a few seconds, it's going to understand. Remember, this was a 1 hour, 30-minute conversation. It's easy for you to understand the tone, the messaging, and everything in that particular transcript. Okay? So I just want you to see this. This is a powerful and eye-opening transcript, very much in line with your tone and approach. Would you like for me to do the following? I can say something like, what is the tone of the transcript? Okay? So like if I wanted to create images, if I wanted to create social media posts, I can actually create the social media posts depending on the tone. Like right now, the tone is raw and unfiltered. This is the tone itself. It addresses masturbation and pornography with blunt honesty. We have a empathetic but confrontational. We have deeply cautionary and reflective. So all these are the various tones. Okay? Masculine and culturally contextualized. So this is all of it. I can do something even extra. I can say list down titles to 50. I want to show you how you can be creating your social media posts. 50 social media posts. List down 50 titles, 50 social media posts with various tones. that I can use. Make the titles short. And then I click on send like that. So it's going to list them down for you from the entire transcript. Yeah, very, very fast. So raw and provocative. Porn is not your mentor. How many times have you jacked off today? Hey, what? This is too much. Like, this is like raw and unfiltered. So there are some things that might be said over here. So you're able to list down you're able to get like quite a number of social media posts. Like, these are around like 50. If you are able to do like 4 per day. Yeah. Parental guidance. If you have a child in this session, please make sure that they leave. Yeah. Please make sure that they leave. Yeah. So like, I can come and then copy all this. See, I told you something about ClickUp. I come to ClickUp. I add a new page over here. And then I say, social media posts from session with. Then I paste everything over here. And then now with ClickUp, I can change these to to-do lists. So I make them to-do lists. I am able to make them a to-do list. He masturbated 30 times a day. What? Okay. So that's I wasn't expecting that. So let me copy. Like, I can come and copy this title. And then I can come and drop it over here. I want you to see how fast you can create a social media post using AI. Then I'm going to click on send. Porn is not your mentor. All right? Porn is not your mentor. Porn taught you how to stroke, not how to speak. It showed you positions, not how to hold a conversation. It taught you how to dominate, not how to be vulnerable. It showed you bodies, not how to love one's soul. And still, you call that sex education. The tragedy is that many men have learned more from Pornhub than from real intimacy. And now they're stuck, confused, anxious, addicted, and comparing themselves to actors who use pills, lighting, editing, and fake moons. Porn didn't make you better. It made you addicted to a high that is, you finish up on that. So you can come and copy this entire post like that. You go to Keep. There's an app called Google Keep. This is where you store your notes, every single thing that you post. So that is one post. I'm going to come and mark it as done. Then I'm going to just comment it over there. Ni mark. Then I can move on to the next part. The psychology behind porn addiction. Then I'm just going to drop it over there. It's going to write it down for you very, very, very fast. So these are some of the things you can really get to understand when you join us next week on how to use AI, because, it's going to make you work efficiently. Now, it would have taken you probably a long time for you to craft these posts. Yeah? You see, that's how you can actually get to, just get to use AI. Now, the interesting thing is, you can even use AI to generate images. So like, I have something over here that I use for prompts. Okay? So this chat on ChatGPT allows me to write prompts. Okay? I can come and write something like, over here, I can say, I want to generate a cartoon, realistic image of Elvis. He is depressed and sad. So it's going to go ahead and generate a prompt. So it's going to try and generate a prompt for that. So what am I actually going to generate? Why am I using this? Now, for the image generation, you have to use the pro version, unfortunately. You have to use the pro version you have to pay for. Apparently, for me, I pay around, I think it's like 2,500 Kenyan shillings every month. Depends on the package that you use. Because I personally use this website called FreePick. Like, let me just go to FreePick itself. There is an AI generator over here. It's very good. We also have another platform called Midjourney. Midjourney is also another very good platform that you can use to generate images. Yeah, it depends. So let me try and just open this up and see whether the prompt is ready. My computer today has really seen a lot. Streaming, it's doing a number of things at the same time. Okay. I don't know if it has generated the prompt. So yeah, that's actually what, Gemini AI will also talk about that. So like this is a prompt I've been able to generate. I can then come select it and open the free PKI generator, image generator. So when I open this up, I'll select my character. You need to have trained you need to have trained the AI itself. You drop your prompt over here, and it's very fast for you. It generates your image quite fast. So you don't have to really struggle when it comes to image generation. Yeah, you can use this as a freelancer. So like this is the image it has generated. If you look at this is the image it has generated. Looking very nice. You can even continue generating until you find the right image for you. All right. You can use that. You can use these basically to, you can use this, for example, if you want to create images that you want to use for social media posting. Like if you look at this, very nice, very simple looking, very good looking images. But the problem, there's an issue. You can see that Harper, I have how many hands? I have 3 hands. So you need to be careful. You don't post things that don't make sense. So like, for example, I can select like this image, download it like that. And then I can come to Facebook. I like sharing on Facebook. Facebook is kind of good. It's a good platform. So I come over here, open that image up, and copy that, paste it, and post it. All right. So don't really think a lot. Most people overthink it when it comes to maybe social media post creation and AI. But over and above, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of today's session. I really hope you've learned something tonight. I really hope that you've taken something home tonight. And in any case, if you have any question or any queries, I think we're going to be sharing a Google form that you can use to submit your queries, your requests, and everything. For those who would like to join us for the AI productivity classes, you can just go and search my website. That is elvisw.online. We will be having the classes next week on... we're going to be having the classes next week from Friday all the way to Sunday. It's only a 3-day session. 3-day session. You can come and open my website and click over here. You can join here. You can click over here, join. And it's going to take you to this link where you can actually just click on join the sprint. When you click on join the sprint, you will have the ability to just input your name, M-Pesa number, WhatsApp number, and proceed with payment. If someone is from a different part of Kenya, this is for guys who are in Kenya and can actually use M-Pesa. If you are not able to do that, you can always also contact us and we will help you with that. So I'd like to welcome you to the session next week from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I hope you've learned something tonight. I hope you take something tonight. You can start your journey as a freelancer. Freelancing is not that hard. As long as you have the right systems, as long as you have the right skills, and as long as you know what you're doing, and as long as you know how to position yourself out there, it's actually going to be really helpful. So to everyone on TikTok, I think on TikTok we are 274, 226 on Google Meet. So we had like over 500 people in the session. Thank you so much for being part of our session tonight. I hope you've learned something new. In any case, thank you. My name is Elvis. See you in another webinar session. Oh, another one. Let me just remind you. This Saturday, we're going to be having another session from 8 to 9. I'll make sure it's 8 to 9 p.m. We will be talking about ChatGPT. ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? So you can join in. It's a free session. It's going to help you understand how to use ChatGPT. Thank you so much and have yourselves a good night. Asanteni sana.